Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
I'm James Spann. This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 28th of June. Got a front, not a cold front, but a front on the way with potential for some active weather today. We'll check some of the Skycam images around the network early this morning. First off, coming from Fayette, up in northwest Alabama, the sky mostly clear. Kind of work our way down south. That's the Selma Skycam overlooking the Edmund Pettus Bridge crossing the Alabama River. And the Gulf Shore Skycam on the Alabama Gulf Coast, looking back off to the east over toward the pier. All right, there's the big picture, if you will, the water vapor satellite shot. Look at the big trough back in the Pacific Northwest. Got the searing heat ridge across Texas and the Southwest, and a pretty strong shortwave over the Great Lakes, and that's going to help to drive that surface boundary south, and we note the convection firing along the surface boundary north of us. Highs yesterday, woo, buddy, I think, in fact, I know the high in Phoenix yesterday was 115 because one of our affiliate radio stations is out there, and just always check the verification stats, and it did indeed hit 115 in Phoenix yesterday. That's tough stuff. They'll back off a few degrees today, but still awfully hot. And around here, highs were mostly in the 90s, and will stay in the 90s. But today, as the storms move in, just maybe some spots will stay in the 80s. But after today, 90s are pretty much a lock through the 4th of July weekend. There's a watch warning map around the nation, and yes, a severe thunderstorm watch at this early hour north of us. How about that? There it is until noon. That is in effect for the area from near Fayetteville and Harrison, Arkansas, back over to Huntsville and Scottsboro and Nashville, the Cumberland Plateau. You got two storm areas, one dropping south toward the Tennessee Valley coming out of Middle Tennessee, and another one along the actual surface boundary that's over the Ozarks. And again, we'll kind of see that becoming more active and filling in, and all that's going to drop south, and we could very well be under a severe thunderstorm watch later today because look at that. You don't see that often in late June, a standard slight risk of severe weather for the northern, really 3/4 of Alabama. That goes all the way down to US 84, Grove Hill, Evergreen, almost to Dothan, and the adjacent states for today. And, of course, the main threat will be from hail and gusty winds. We rarely have tornadoes in Alabama in summer, as we all know. And tomorrow, if the standard slight risk over Montana of all places, and we get into dry air, and after today, things look dry. But this is the QPF map, and this is basically today. This is valid through Saturday evening at 7, but really after today, most of North Alabama looks pretty dry. This is suggesting rainfall amounts of 3/4 of an inch, but, you know the way it works, some folks might get 2 inches of rain today. We had a few spots that had 2 inches yesterday. Very isolated, but we did. And again, look at the deal down there below Brownsville, Texas. That's 14 inches of rain with a tropical system that's kind of cranking up. The GFS did a very good job with this. For a long time, it tried to identify this thing, and sure enough, there it is. The NHC guys have it at a 50-50 chance of developing. Here's an enhanced IR view of that thing this morning down in the Bay of Campeche in the Yucatan. And the upper winds will force this thing to the west-northwest, and most of the guidance has it moving into the Mexican coast, way far south to the mouth of the Rio Grande in about 48 hours. And the intensity forecast, only a couple of models bringing up the tropical storm strength. Most of them keep it as a depression. So it might get the name Arlene, it might not. But it should bring some very heavy rain to parts of North Mexico. But again, no impact here. But that's a sign, that this is hurricane season. And just before you know it, things might start to pop out there. All right, this is the GFS. This is the OZ run at valid at 1 o'clock today. And there's that big old 594 heat bubble over Texas, northerly flow aloft. Surface boundary coming in with showers and storms. And again, those could pack a punch. Tomorrow, we dry out. Showers should be confined down to the south. Thursday looks pretty dry and hot. We'll be well up in the 90s, but the humidity will be lower, so at least the heat may be a little more tolerable. Friday looks dry, hot, lots of sun. All right, got a 4th of July weekend coming up, and don't like to see that 594 ring up there. That might mean a pretty hot holiday weekend. But then again, hey, it's the 4th of July, supposed to be hot. There's the surface chart suggesting, we might want to bring in the chance of isolated showers Saturday, and there's Sunday, evidence that moisture will increase enough for a few, scattered storms. And again, that's a fixture of a 4th of July forecast, the chance of an afternoon storm. And Monday, the 4th of July, the ridge beats down a little bit with that vortex developing north of us and kind of opens the door for showers and storms, maybe Monday to be a little more numerous. And there's Tuesday, moisture levels increase even more. So after dry weather for the latter half of this week, we'll slowly bring back the chance of scattered storms over the holiday weekend, especially on Monday and then the Tuesday of next week. All right, let's go to the end of the forecast, you say. How about July 13th? The hottest weather should be back over the west, where the ridge is centered over Utah and Arizona, kind of troughing over the east, and that looks kind of moist and just, who knows, maybe we'll see some decent rains in there, and that will keep the core of that really nasty hot weather off to the west. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.